locomotive, for its type, is one of the most useful pieces of technology on land. And the engines of Sodor are the power behind the goods and passenger service that go all around the island of Sodor. This is N.W.R. Stories. Determined Derek. It was the end of a long, hard day on the island of Sodor, and Derek, the paxman Diesel, was bringing Maverick back to the yard. His diesel-electric engine had failed, so Derek had to come and tow him back to the shed. He soon brought Maverick to the shed so that the inspectors can look at him in the morning. He made sure to roll him in gently since he wasn't under his own power. And soon, Derek rolled into the side of the shed next to him. It had been a long day, so the engine started talking. "I say, Derek, thank you for picking me up. This diesel-electric motor of mine is just so finicky sometimes," said Maverick, looking disappointed. "It was quite all right. I know what it's like to be a failed engine, so you have sympathies from me." "Oh, please, Derek," said Maverick, cutting in. "You, failure? Huh. Let me guess, that was N.W.R, said Maverick, trying to make a joke. "Oh, well, find it hard to believe if you like, but I was a failed prototype myself. But this island made me push past my handicaps, and I became a very useful engine." "Well, you care to share the story?" said Maverick. "Well, I definitely do not. And this is how the story began. One day, Henry the Green Engine was towing Derek to the station. The poor Diesel's engine failed, so Henry was nearby and offered to help him get to his next destination. Derek was grateful, but he was too upset. He felt like that he was not a useful engine at all. He hated the fact that he always needed to be picked up when his engine failed. They soon arrived into the station on time so that Derek's train wasn't late. Though this was a victory, it didn't feel like it for Derek at all. "Well, why don't you look at that? We are on time and very reliable," said Henry. "On time, maybe. But reliable? I don't think so." Oh, come on, Derek. It's not that bad. We all have our teething troubles sometimes. Trust me, I speak from the few hundreds I've had," said Henry, trying to lighten the mood. But poor Derek wasn't in the mood to feel any ounce of joy at all. Henry was about to say another word to cheer him up, and suddenly they heard a whistle. It was Gordon with the express rushing by. Might as well give up, Derek. Some of us have it, and some of us don't, said Gordon, rushing by. As you may have guessed, this comment did not make Derek feel better at all. Later that night, Derek was in the shed next to the station, but he could not sleep because he heard the engines at the shed discussing him. And I am sad to say that Gordon and James were the ones speaking about Derek in the negative light. I will never understand why the Fat Controller wastes his money on failed engines when there are real engines like us. I find it funny how N.W.R says that these diesels are the future, but they can only travel so far without breaking down, said James, spitefully. Oh, come on, you two. That's not nice. It's not his fault he's failing. And plus, not all of us were reliable when we first started, said Edward. Edward is right, said Henry. I remember when I first arrived, due to my small firebox, I could not build steam and had trouble, going a few distances. But due to the love and care of this railway, I became a very useful engine. The question I'm asking is, what makes me so different from Derek? Well, my dear Henry, you are a real engine. However, Derek is not, said Gordon proudly. I don't know why you act like you are so perfect, Gordon. I remember there were some instances when Henry was soon cut off by Edward. Henry, you are wasting your breath. These two are blinded by their own ignorance. Let's just go to sleep, said Edward, breaking the silence. And the shed soon fell quiet as all the engines went to sleep. The next day, Derek was shunting some cars for a train that James was meant to pull. The shunting was very easy for Derek because it didn't require much strain, and his engine didn't stall. See? Easy does it, Derek. And we'll be good, said his driver. Yes, I feel no strain, but it's only in a matter of time before something happens, said Derek, looking down at his buffers. Oh, don't be like that, old boy, said his driver. Everyone has their teething troubles. Yours will be fixed in time, but we just have to do what we can for now. Later, Derek was waiting in the siding when James came to collect his tray. Ugh, dirty cars and dirty sidings, said James, complaining. Why do I always have to do dirty work? This should be used for those Caledonian twins, said James, speaking to himself. Any work is actually good, said Derek. You just have to be willing to do it, and some of us are fortunate to have work. But James took no notice. He only sneered at the diesel. Oh, please, like you know anything about doing hard work. You're just a lazy, broken diesel, said James. And with a toot of his whistle, James left with his tray. The trucks heard what James did and decided to play a trick on him. James thinks he's so much better, they said. Maybe we should teach him a lesson, said the cars. As soon as they decided to do their plan when they reached over the bridge. The truck started giggling on sight. And as soon as they got over the bridge, they applied their brakes and started to slow the train down. James started to feel the strain. Oh, stop that, you trucks. But the trucks just kept on laughing. before James knew it, he was stopped at the junction. Oh, bother. And the day was going so well, too. His driver, after inspecting the train, came to speak to him. Well, the brakes are hard on shot, so that means that we're going to have to call another engine. Unless you want to solve it with boot laces again. No. Another engine it is, said James, saving himself the embarrassment. Later, Derek was shunting some fuel wagons into a siding when the yard master came up to him. James's train is having brake trouble, and I was wondering if you're available to go help him out, because we need to clear the track for the express to come by. I don't know, sir. I'm not exactly a reliable engine, said Derek nervously. I don't think I could do it. Well, you listen here and you listen good. I know about your type of engine, but the railway is full of failed prototypes and engines with teething troubles. Sometimes you need to rise up against the occasion and do what's right, because at the end of the day, your teething troubles don't make you who you are. You make who you are. These words stuck with Derek. You're right. He needs my help, and I am going to help him, despite how he feels and despite how my trouble. With the toot of his horn, Derek left the yard. It wasn't long before Derek coupled up to James and was ready to take the train away, but James was not pleased. Oh, anyone but you. This train will be here forever if you're here to help me take it away. Hey, I am here to help you out, said Derek, raising his voice. I don't care how you feel, how much you gripe about the situation. This job needs to get done, and you're either going to help me or I can try to do this by myself, said Derek sternly. James was shocked and decided it would just be best to just help the engine out and not say another word. And with a toot of his whistle and a toot of Derek's horn, the engines decided to move on and pull the heavy train. It was tough because the brakes were still on, but the engine still made do with the heavy train. With two engines going strong on the train, there was really not a strain towards Derek at all. He found the load very easy with James's help, and they soon surged on past the quarry and through the tunnel, and soon brought the train to the docks where it was needed to be. Later, Derek was resting in the sidings after his long day, when James decided to back down onto the siding next to him. James soon spoke up. I'm sorry for what I said to you earlier. I was not very sodor engine-like, said James. Oh, well, it's alright. I mean, it is what it is, you know? Things, you are only going off what happened, and, I can't blame you for how you feel. No, but I can't blame myself. That is not how we treat someone that has issues. Trust me, I was an experimental prototype myself, so I definitely understand shortcomings. Oh, well, you seem to be doing much fine, said Derek. Not after I am done with him, said the Fat Controller, arriving. Oh, Sir Topham Hatt, sir. I did not know you were here. Indeed I am, and I am frankly disappointed with you, James, said the Fat Controller. Leave here at once. I must speak to Derek on my own. Yes, sir. And with a toot of his whistle, James left. The Fat Controller soon spoke to Derek. Derek, despite your troubles, I am pleased with how you worked today. which is why I have scattered some funds around so that we can give you a proper rebuild and an overhaul at Croven Gates Works. That should solve your teething troubles. Thank you, sir. So does that mean you're keeping me on the island? Yes, I am. Because as my father did with Henry, I am going to keep you and make you a useful engine once more. Thank you, sir. You are the best man I've ever met, said Derek. And after spending a couple of months at Croven's Gate Works, I came out a different engine. I no longer had teething troubles, and I was really useful. Well, Derek, that was an interesting story, said Maverick. I really admire the type of engine that you are, and I hope that I can live up to your example once I'm repaired. You already do. Because us sodor engines need to stick together, whether we're purebred or mixed build, steam or diesel, fully drawn out or just experimental. We're all really useful engines in the eyes of the Fat Controller.